Hello everyone. I wanted to hope you're all well. I wanted to continue on my legend series, and today I wanted to give one of the most fearsome fast bowlers of all time, the great West Hall, Sir West Hall from West Indies. His full name was Wesley Winfield Hall, and he was born 12th September 1937 in Barbados. He's one of the great fast bowlers from Barbados. Barbados have produced a lot of great fast bowlers for West Indies. And West Hall, together with Charlie Griffith, formed one of the greatest, most fearsome fast bowling partnerships of all time. They were so famous in the 1960s. And West Hall, he had one of the most scary run-ups in cricket history. He had one of the most, if not the most, the longest run-up I've ever seen. He was a very powerfully built man and a very tall person as well. He was 6 foot 5 inches, and he used to have that very long run-up, and he used to have a really scary action. And he had a very long follow-through as well, and he was well known for his hostile bowling and also for his great stamina. I mean, in that famous 1963 Lord's Test versus England, and on the final day, it is said that he bowled unchanged for more than 3 hours. That is absolutely crazy. I mean, these days you see fast bowlers. I mean, every time fast bowlers probably bowling 5 overs in a spell, or maybe 6, 7 overs at the maximum. I mean, he bowled unchanged for more than 3 hours. That shows great stamina. I've never heard anything like that in my life. But I have read about West Hall before, of his ability to bowl long spells. He played 48 Test matches for West Indies, and he took 192 wickets, and he took 9 5-wicket hauls and 1 10-wicket hauls. And in first class cricket, he took 546 wickets, and he also actually scored 100 in first class cricket, 1 century. And first class cricket, he played obviously for Barbados, and he played 2 seasons for Queensland in the Sheffield Shield in Australia. He also played for Trinidad as well. And he was one of the most popular cricketers of his time, and he was especially very popular in Australia, having played those 2 seasons with Queensland in the Sheffield Shield. But in Australia, he was regarded as a hero, especially after the Test series in the 1960. And West Hall bowled the final over in two of the most famous Test matches in cricket history. The first one was that 1960 Test match versus Australia, the first tie in Test history, and he bowled the final over. West Indies looked like they were going to win, and there was a big partnership between Richie Benaud and Alan Davidson. And then in the last over, Frank Worrell was the captain of the West Indies team at that point, and he brought West Hall to bowl the final over. And in that final over, Australia needed 4 runs to win, and West Indies needed 3 wickets to win. And West Hall had Richie Benaud caught behind, and there were 2 run-outs in the final over, and the match ended in a tie. It was the first ever tie in cricket Test history. And in that 1963 famous Lord's Test versus England, he also bowled that final over. That is the day, on the final day, when he bowled unchanged for more than 3 hours. Shows that he had remarkable stamina and fitness. And he was selected to the West Indian team in the 1957 tour of England, but he didn't play a match. He was selected after he played only one first-class match. And in that 1958-59 tour of India and Pakistan combined, in the second test in Kanpur, he actually took 11 wickets in the match, West Hall, and he terrorized the Indian bowling, it says. He took 11 wickets. And in the test series against, they say that the Indian batting lineup had no clue against West Hall, against his fearsome pace and hostility. And in that 1958-59, the second tour, obviously after Indian tour, it was a Pakistan tour. In the second test match, he had Pakistan reduced to 22 for 5, taking all the wickets. And then in the third test at Lahore against Pakistan, West Hall took a hat-trick, and that was the first hat-trick taken by a West Indian cricketer. The first hat-trick taken by a West Indian cricketer in Test history. So that is a unique, rare record that Westall has. And after retirement, he did a lot. I mean, he entered Barbadian politics as well, and he was selected as the Minister of Tourism in 1987. So he did a lot in politics as well. And he also served as a selector for the West Indian cricket team and as a team manager. And he was also the president of the West Indian Cricket Board for a few years. So he did, after his retirement, he did serve as a cricket administrator for the West Indian team. And like I said, I mean, he had a very long run up, very scary action, and he used to have like a side on action. And he used to bowl at a really fast pace, and he also used to swing the ball very well. And together with Charlie Griffith, he was a fearsome bowler of his times. And he was, like I said in my video before, he was very famous in Australia. And he was a very regarded as a very good big gentleman off the field. Even though he was a very hostile bowler, he was a very nice off the field, and people used to get along well with him. And he had a great sense of humor, they say. And Westall, I mean, even though he was a hostile fast bowler and he had a lot of pace and bounce, they say that he never wanted to actually injure a batsman, unlike a lot of other West Indian bowlers who used to enjoy bowling bounces at the batsman. Not that Westall didn't bowl bounces at the batsman, but he's someone who never enjoyed hurting a batsman. But he obviously had a lot of pace. And that tour of India and Pakistan, 1958 and 59, that is when Westall really did a lot. That 11 wickets in that Kanpur test match, rising the Indian batsman, and also that first hat-trick at Lahore versus Pakistan. But it also shows a West Indian bowler, I mean, taking wickets on the Indian and Pakistani pitches. So that shows how fast he was through the air. He didn't need the assistance of the pitch to get wickets, unlike a lot of fast bowlers that you see recently who need the pitch assistance to get wickets. He was really fast through the air, and he could really make the ball talk. And Westall could have played a lot more test cricket if he didn't burn himself out. Like I said, in the late 50s and 1960s, there was a lot of workload on Westall. And he was obviously known for bowling long spells, and he bowled a lot of long spells for West Indies, and that kind of burned him out. So in the latter stages of his career, he was a bit ineffective towards the end of his career, and he had a shortened career, I should say. Otherwise, if he was probably used in shorter spells, he could have played a lot more test matches for West Indies. But still, I mean, he played 48 test matches and got 192 wickets, and he was definitely one of the most terrifying fast bowlers of the old times. Like I said, I have read a lot about Westall. He and Charlie Griffith was a really fearsome opening bowling partnership. So anyway, that is my video on Sir Westall. Probably could be called the father of all West Indian fast bowlers in a way. I mean, there were great fast bowlers, a few of them before Westall as well, but he was probably the first, the great West Indian fast bowler who was really well known around the world, who was feared of for his pace and for his hostility. I hope you have enjoyed this video on Sir Westall. I hope it's some new information for you. Obviously, he's the first West Indian to take a hat-trick in Test cricket. And those two famous tests where he bowled the final over 1960 versus Australia, and also that final test match versus England at Lord's in 1963. Anyway, take care, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Take care. God bless you.